Okay, this problem asks us to calculate the specific heat of an unknown metal. Given that 280 grams of the metal absorbs 136 calories when changed from 22.13 degrees Celsius to 30.79. So this question is asking me for specific heat. And it gets important for me to remember that specific heat is C, heat energy is Q. So again, joules per gram degrees Celsius, and joules or calories or food calories. So again, specific heat is joules per gram degrees Celsius. It is the C. Heat energy is Q, joules, calories, or food calories. Again, it's really, really important for us to keep those things straight. So this is asking me for specific heat. So I need to solve for C. So we're going to use C equals Q over M delta T. Keep in mind, this is exactly the same equation as Q equals MC delta T. We have just solved for C to make it a little bit easier. Now I'm going to make my variable chart. C, Q, M, delta T. And I can begin plugging in my values. This question asks me for specific heat, so that is my unknown. Q is heat energy. So calories. That is a unit of heat energy, so I have 136 calories. M is mass, that's right here, 280 grams. And delta T, remember delta means change. So delta T is the difference between my initial temperature and my final temperature. So 30.79 minus 22.13 degrees Celsius gives me 8.66 degrees Celsius. All right, so it looks like everything is ready to go and I can plug everything in, but I need to think about my units. Right here we are in calories, heat calories. And we see over here when we look at my unit for specific heat, it is in joules per gram degree Celsius. Now, calories per gram degree Celsius is an acceptable unit for specific heat. But we'll notice here in question number 9, it asks me for the identity of that unknown metal. And I'm going to use specific heat to identify it. So I'm going to use my reference sheet. And my reference sheet is in joules per gram degree Celsius. So I want to get to joules per gram degree Celsius. So I'm going to go ahead and convert this to joules using dimensional analysis. I'll just go ahead and do that over here. So I begin with my 136 calories, and I know that there are 4.184 joules in 1 calorie. So now I can plug that in over here. So in 1 calorie are 4.184 joules. Calories cancel out. And 136 times 4.184 divided by 1 equals 569.024. So I'm going to plug that in over here, 569.024. I want to leave all those decimals in there since I'm going to be using that for a calculation later. And now I can take those and plug them into my equation. So C equals 569.024 divided by 280 times 8.66. When I do all those operations, C equals 0.235. And my unit is joules per gram degree Celsius. Now I can go ahead and take a look at number 9. It asks me to identify that unknown metal. I'm going to go to my reference sheet, look to see what metal has a specific heat closest to 0.235, and that metal would be silver. Again, it's not exact because that was found experimentally, so it might be something like cadmium, which is really, really close, but the closest thing is silver. So we can use specific heat, since it is a characteristic property of matter, we can use it to identify this unknown metal.